Hi there, and welcome back to the HQ. Today we are going to be reacting to The Times People Have Sued God by Qxir. This is one of his videos in his Tales from the Bottle series. Now, I've watched a lot of Qxir myself in my own personal time. I've just never done reactions to them on YouTube. I think I'm going to change that right now. I'm going to change that. I'm going to be watching Qxir videos as well on here. Really, just anything that crosses the timeline that I have a mild interest in. And also anything that you feel like suggesting to me that piques my interest, which you can do in the Discord server. Links always in the video description. But yeah, people suing God is a very funny prospect to me, because it's like, how are you going to sue him? Does he have an attorney? Does he have like a number you can call? How are you going to serve him? Like what kind of like esoteric sorcery are you going to have to do to serve papers to the big man? I guess we're going to find out exactly how somebody does something as comedic as suing God.
I've spoken before about unusual court cases, ones involving ghosts, or who can forget the times domesticated animals were put on trial. But
who can forget that?
Lawsuits filed against God, which not only exist, but in contrast to those other cases, which lie firmly in the past, the cases against God are all within living memory, which I suppose makes sense.
You mean to tell me this wasn't back in the ye olden time? Like, where did these court cases take place? In the WWE? Was Vince McMahon presiding over them? I know that he once had a wrestling match against God, but I guess we're doing court cases now too?
The further back in time you go, the less you'd want to make yourself known as an opponent of God.
Oh,
so
most certainly.
How did God fare in these lawsuits? Is it worth suing him? In 1969, in Arizona, USA, Betty Penrose's
1969
house was struck by a bolt of lightning and subsequently burnt to the ground, along with all her worldly possessions.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
A religious person might interpret this as a message from God about the sublunary nature of life here on Earth as opposed to the endless bounties of heaven. But Betty Penrose decided she was actually quite fond of her worldly possessions, and
as you would be,
should be held accountable for their destruction. In this regard,
how do you even do that?
A secretary to a lawyer, and her boss filed a lawsuit on her behalf seeking $100,000 in damages against God, who the suit alleged was responsible for the maintenance and operation of the universe.
Okay, you got me curious now.
Including the weather in and upon the state of Arizona, which sort of makes him out to be like a negligent engineer. Oddly, the lawsuit was not filed in Arizona, but in California. Although there was a good reason for this.
Okay, why?
Have to bear with me. This
why
is
would that
an
be?
Unusual story. You see,
in
in
no
1966, Lou Gottlieb of the folk group The Limelighters purchased 31 acres of land in Sonoma County, California, and spent the next few years turning it into a hippie free-for-all known as Morning Star Commune. The idea was anyone could come live on this land, and there were basically no rules at all. This did not bring great joy to the neighbours, who complained of noise, nudity, waste disposal, public health conditions, and building code violations. In the face of mounting legal disputes and fines from the county, Gottlieb transferred ownership of the property to God. This happened a week before Penrose's lawsuit against God was filed, and was the reason the suit was filed in California. If God owned property in California, then he could be sued there. However, the Morningstar Commune
That's how that
was
worked.
Found invalid, as it was declared that God could not take legal possession or otherwise hold title of the property as the law required. Betty Penrose's suit failed. God must have been pretty happy with that resolution.
My man got off scot-free.
End of his legal troubles. In 2005, he was...
No, Qxir. I myself am not a religious person. I don't really follow any religious... I don't really follow any religion. I mean, I think people should be free to follow any religion that they choose. I don't really, like... I don't discriminate in that. Like, I personally don't subscribe to any religious belief myself. And that's just kind of who I am. But I feel like anybody should be free to subscribe to whatever religious belief that they believe in. And that's anybody's right.
Sued by a man serving 20 years in prison for murder in
Huh?
Romania. Pavel Mircea
What?
claimed he had entered a binding contract with God when he was baptized, and although God had happily accepted Mircea's prayers and the money he had spent on candles and other offerings and church services, God had not upheld his part of the deal. According to Mircea, he was supposed to protect me from all evils, and instead he gave me to Satan, who encouraged me to kill.
Is that how that works? Is that how that works?
Mircea accused God of fraud, breach of trust, abuse of position of authority, and accepting undue benefits. The public prosecutor's office turned down the case, arguing God did not have an address and was not a person in the eyes of the law. Sounds like they don't have a very high opinion of the homeless in Romania. In 2007, in Nebraska, USA,
wow, that got a little real.
Senator Ernie Chambers filed a suit against God, seeking a permanent injunction.
Okay, so crazy opportunist people and crazy murderers, I get. But now you have a state senator suing God, trying to file an injunction against him.
Against God's harmful actions, including fearsome floods, egregious earthquakes, horrendous hurricanes, terrifying tornadoes, pestilential plagues, ferocious famines, devastating droughts, genocidal wars, birth defects, and the like. His flair for alliteration kind of ran out of steam there towards the end.
His alliteration kind of burned out there.
That the senator was trying to highlight issues in public access to the court system, leading to frivolous lawsuits. But he later clarified he was attempting to demonstrate the exact opposite, that no lawsuit should be dismissed as frivolous, and the court should be open to everyone, and basically anyone should be able to sue anyone else.
Yep, as he would here in the red, white, and blue. Oh yeah, we do love frivolous lawsuits here.
I feel like his case sort of illuminates a bit of an issue with this, though. I mean, if thousands of people filed suit against God until the courts were clogged with these types of cases, does that not sort of compromise the public's access to the courts? The case was eventually dismissed because God could not properly be served with legal process, and Senator Chambers was reportedly happy with this, as it illustrated the legal system already had existing mechanisms to dispose of meritless claims without preventing people from filing them in the first place.
I mean, your claim was dismissed because you filed it against an ethereal being. An ethereal being with no legal address in this country. And yes, I am an American. I live in the USA. I am a United States citizen, born and raised.
Fair enough, but by the time the case made its way to the Nebraska Court of Appeals to be ultimately dismissed, the suit had spent about 13 months in the courts.
Oh.
Very interesting case. I'm not sure what to think of it. Are you with the senator on this, or against? I know one person who'd be loving all these lawsuits against God. The devil. Of course, he's had his day in court too. In 1971, Gerald Mayo, an inmate in Western Penitentiary, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA,
what did he do?
Filed suit against Satan and his staff.
The
suit alleged that Satan has, on numerous occasions, caused plaintiff misery and unwarranted threats against the will of plaintiff, that Satan has placed deliberate obstacles in his path and has caused plaintiff's downfall.
The meth hurdle pit of robbery.
His constitutional rights in violation of the United States Code. Classic criminal mindset.
Natural.
Everything is everyone else's fault. In fairness to him, I would say whatever lawyer advised this lawsuit was a good idea was definitely to blame for this chapter of Mayo's life. But Mayo represented himself, so it was actually his own fault.
He represented himself in court. As they always say, hey, a lawyer who, like, any lawyer that represents himself in court has a fool for a client. Yeah, this is a very these are very funny, interesting cases, like, of just this degree of legal stupidity.
The judge first expressed serious doubts over whether the Pennsylvania court could exercise jurisdiction over Satan, noting he was a foreign prince, potentially able to claim sovereign immunity. There were further doubts that Mayo's complaint represented a legally actionable claim, and of course Mayo had failed to provide enough information for the US Marshal Service to serve Satan legal process. The case was dismissed. In 1986, Raspberry Forbes also sued Satan, alongside the Russellville School District, the Arkansas Department of Education, and the Arkansas Education Association.
So he sued a trio of educational boards and also the devil. Also, don't worry, Coochie. I'm always happy to have people yapping in my chat.
Why? Well, Forbes was a Christian identity minister and neo-Nazi. An actual neo-Nazi, as in he was a bona fide member of the American Nazi Party. Not because he followed Elon Musk on Twitter or something. Forbes wanted to stop public schools from celebrating Halloween, which he called the Christmas of the Antichrists. In court, Satan was the only defendant to not have legal representation until a local lawyer stepped forward to defend the devil free of charge. That has to be the most damning charitable act of all time.
Imagine taking the devil on pro bono as a client in court.
In defense of Satan, John Wesley Hall Jr. argued that there was no evidence Satan transacted business in Arkansas, owned property in Arkansas, or committed any torts in Arkansas. It was found that the schools were allowed to celebrate Halloween, and the entire case was thrown out. So I'm sorry to say, if you were looking for a quick payday, pulling a slip and fall in the house of God probably isn't going to do it for you. At least in the US, the problem seems to be the address at which God can be served papers. So if you can ascertain a postcode for heaven, you might be onto something. If not, you might have to find a real person to blame your problems on.
Yeah, you're going to have to find somebody else to blame your problems on, because I don't think a process server is going to be able to go up there to heaven to drop those papers off, dog.
If you liked this video, you can watch more of my other videos, which are in a similar style, but about other interesting topics.
Yeah,
you can subscribe
go support him. Go support Qxir.
You can join the channel membership to support me monetarily. Thank you, and until next time, stay safe.
So, what did we learn today? That you can't sue God. Why? Is it because he is a ethereal being who exists in another plane of reality? Is it because, does he exist? Does he not? That's not my place to answer. No, it's because he doesn't carry legal residence within the United States of America, and that's really all that matters. Yeah, so you can't. So good luck just blaming your problems on God or the devil, because you can't take them to court because they're not legal residents of the United States. They are, they're aliens as far as the U.S. legal system is concerned. Oh my God, people are so stupid. Like imagine trying to sue God. It is genuinely comedy. It is genuine comedy. God, what kind of comedy of errors do you have to be in to find yourself trying to take God to court? But let me know in the comments down below what the dumbest court case is that you've ever heard of personally. Or if you were involved in a really dumb court case, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, don't forget to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ding that bell so you know when I upload, and it helps me out in the algorithm. And as always, I will see you all next time at the HQ. Bye-bye.